I want us to dive straight into the application process. Uh, in your view, what do you think are some of the critical considerations for selecting as a student? So as an applicant, what do you think should be some of the most critical considerations for selecting a PhD program in a research area?
That is such a good question. And I think your last part there, selecting the research area,
Hmm.
is the most important. Um, you could go through the numbers and look at what's the top school in the country for engineering,
Hmm.
and you'll get a list. But if you're not passionate about what the faculty are doing there and what's going on in terms of research, your PhD is not going to be successful. So I think the first step in this journey is to do a deep dive into oneself and say, what makes me wake up in the morning and want to learn and want to grow as a person and an intellectual? And that's the area that you have to grab onto. And then you should start looking at who's publishing in that area, where is the work being done, um, who would make the mentor that's going to help me get to my next phase in that specific research field. All the time I get requests of, oh, I want to do a PhD in, for example, environmental engineering. And that's great. I'm in a department of biological and environmental engineering. But when a student then gets asked the question, well, what do you want to do a PhD on? They just say environmental engineering. That's a huge field in and of itself. And if you don't know what it is that you want narrowly to do, you're not quite ready to apply for a PhD yet. So I would say knowing yourself and what you want is the first big step.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that is such an important stage in the application process. Figuring out exactly what you want to do. You don't have to be like super specific on, for example, your thesis topic and
No,
those
no.
things, but at least you should have an idea. You should have where you're interested. So you can't just say, "Oh, I'm interested in epidemiology, so I want to do epidemiology." What is an epi that you're interested in? Is it infectious diseases? Is it uh, cardiovascular epi? What are you like? Just narrow it down a bit. So I think that is very, very clear. So like prospective applicants will take the time to reflect, know exactly what they want to do before they put in their application.